The Challenge Fund initiative of DEEP project to provide funding opportunities to undertake research in the poverty and related areas in the country has a significant value, and it is going to contribute significantly in filling up at least some of the gap, and also in order to have the diagnosis and also to come up with some fruitful solutions to address the poverty situation. So I consider DEEP Challenge Fund is a significant contributor to poverty research in the country.
Research question we are trying to answer is, if we produce high quality migration estimates of internal migration in Bangladesh, would policymakers use it? So we are going to predict internal migration using satellite data and census data together using small area estimation. And we want to project this data on a dashboard.
We know that poverty in Bangladesh has been decreasing over time. This is a good news for Bangladesh. However, we also know that a significant proportion of the population still live marginally above the poverty line. It is also projected that more than half of this poor population will live in the urban areas by the year 2030. However, the traditional measures that Bangladesh uses to measure poverty has been primarily based on the characteristics of rural poverty. So my research tries to answer the question, which measurable dimensions and indicator best characterizes urban poverty in Bangladesh?
Our research is trying to answer the research question that how much of the urban poverty growth is being due to the migrants, their transition to the urban areas from the vulnerable zones, and at the same time we have an additional question where we want to seek the answer that which particular areas are being the hotspots for the migration.
We are focusing on the impact of farm to non-farm transitions on poverty dynamics. We are focusing on rural poverty in Bangladesh. We will use different rounds of surveys, the panel surveys, and we will capture the dynamics from farm to non-farm sector. We will have some sort of sense which are the non-farm activities that are helping to reduce the poverty.
Our research examines how smallholder farmers in Bangladesh are experiencing new poverty due to different environmental shocks, and how male and female farmers respond and cope with such environmental shocks. Our outcome will guide policymakers and development agents to ensure gender-inclusive climate-resilient farming to tackle future environmental shocks.
So our research question is, can exposure to relatable role models through video interventions raise educational aspirations and reduce drop rates among 10th grade students in rural Bangladesh? So more specifically, we are trying to understand if young people see role models in their similar backgrounds who have succeeded educationally, if that can shift their aspirations and their own experiences, especially young women or young girls who are pressured into early marriage.
Our project, Navigating Extreme Poverty, Socioeconomic, Political and Climate Dynamics in Bangladesh, examines why extreme poverty persists despite Bangladesh's progress in reducing poverty. In this research from SANEM, we focus on three key areas: the dynamics of extreme poverty, the impact of climate change, and the role of governance and political economy. The goal is to generate evidence that helps policymakers design more effective strategies to reduce extreme poverty and protect vulnerable communities.
Our research is answering how the question of extreme heat is affecting health, productivity, and ultimately poverty in Bangladesh. We're trying to understand how rising temperature are affecting the burden of non-communicable diseases such as hypertension, cardiovascular diseases, COPD, and diabetes in Bangladesh. How these health impacts translate into lost productivity and reduced earnings.
Bangladesh, as you know, is in the middle of quite a historically significant transition point in our democratic futures. And in this, I think the role of evidence and the role of really high quality research is critical. And I think that is exactly where DEEP is trying to contribute. Solutions that are promising can actually be scaled. The other very exciting thing about DEEP is the engagement with early career researchers. And this is where I think deep is sort of actually can be extremely useful, not only through resources, but also through the mentorship, both nationally and globally.